My name is Michael Salu. I'm the Artistic Director of Bounty Publications. We have a literary magazine which we publish, which is quarterly, and every issue is based around a different theme. And we've been in print consistently since 1979. Literature was definitely my first love. I mean, I grew up with books, and it wasn't something that was sort of given to me. It was sort of something that I just had a very personal interest in from a very young age. Maybe when I was about 6 or 7 is when I discovered Quentin Blake and sort of Roald Dahl titles. And I think, you know, there was something very instant and accessible for a child through Quentin's illustrations that was really really sort of galvanized my interest in literature. And then I think I had a sort of slightly different period of my teens where I got more into art. So it was sort of a natural evolution to then move into publishing. I think because our culture is driven by imagery, so we have a sense of responsibility to market whatever the content may be in that particular way, because I think that's what we use to grab people instantly. Working with vintage classics was just an amazing opportunity because I work with some of my favourite writers, Dostoevsky and people like Marcel Proust. You're not necessarily going to illustrate every aspect of these books because they're very dense in terms of the themes that are within them. So it's trying to encapsulate what's happening in the era to the author's particular tone of voice and sort of retranslate that in a sort of graphic language that's relevant today. And I think one of my favourite was the Italo Calvino series that I did. He was very, very playful with language and the structure of books. So I took that into sort of typography, but keeping sort of the classic form of it, but trying something. So you build a narrative, you build imagery just simply through typography. How would I describe style? I think it's a combination of things. It's about, most importantly, your own self-awareness, self-confidence, to carry off however you want to be perceived. And I think there's a certain amount of the outside world looking in at you, but it's also you feeling comfortable and projecting what you are out there. And I suppose I'm an 80s baby, so you know there's a thing about sort of big, bold and beautiful. So you have, you know, the sort of the new wave era and the dance music that was coming through sort of late 70s, early 80s in New York, and you know, the work of Jean-Michel Basquiat and David Bowie. And so all of these things kind of feed my style, but also sort of quintessentially British tailoring is always like the fundamental basis of that. And then you play around with it through my own ethnicity and through diaspora and just kind of having a real interest in music and film and try and roll it all into one.